Selfridge Air National Guard Base, its ramps nearly empty, sits quietly on the shores of Lake St. Clair. But its peace is deceptive, because for months the men and women stationed here have been working towards a goal: the successful staging of the largest, most demanding exercise ever held on a single base. The exercise known as Sentry Wolverine 84. Designed and hosted by the 107th Tactical Fighter Squadron and the 171st Fighter Interceptor Squadron, Sentry Wolverine Flag was first held in 1982. It is a joint service exercise incorporating joint maritime operations, a search and rescue operation, and range activities with electronic emitters and smoky sands, provided by Avon Park, Florida. The Navy came with their jets and E-2s for command and control. The Coast Guard participated with the cutter Bristol Bay cruising Lake Huron as an electronic jamming target. The Marine Corps took part with A-4 attack jets, and all sections of the Air Force participated: Guard, Reserve, and active duty forces. Canadian Forces F-101 Voodoo from Chatham made it an international effort. The exercise was demanding from the start, as all aircraft deployed from their home stations non-stop. Tankers from Barksdale Air Force Base, March Air Force Base, O'Hare International Airport, and General Mitchell Field, Wisconsin, provided in-flight refueling, operating as they would in a real-world situation. The exercise began on Thursday, 13 September, with aircraft arriving at Selfridge. The empty ramp filled quickly as aircraft landed in a steady stream. The many hours of coordination and planning paid off as each aircraft was met by their ground crews and shut down safely. In a unique operation, life support personnel met the airplanes, collecting gear and taking it to the 3 equipment centers that would serve the exercise. Everyone was processed through Demon Customs, a one-stop center unique to Sentry Wolverine. Here, transportation, housing, meal tickets, and personalized briefing packages for every participant were distributed. Demon Customs also was an opportunity to meet old friends, make new friends, and check out the combatants for the exercise to come. Business started with the in-brief.
I would like to welcome you to Selfridge, Detroit, home of the world champion baseball team, hopefully. This is Sentry Wolverine, better known as Wolverine Flag. I would like to ask you to perform as professionally in the air, on the ground, and in the sea as you would as if your boss was watching over your shoulder.
There's going to be a lot of people and a lot of movement out on the ramp and a lot of people that are not familiar with Selfridge. We need your cooperation. We need you to also talk to your enlisted personnel and tell them that we really need a heads up on the program out there.
I'm the aircraft maintenance officer for Det 1 and primarily hosting the maintenance for the outfit. We've asked all the senior maintenance people to show up so we can get this brief down. I'm going to give you information briefly for maintenance people and also for all air crews.
Strike aircraft will enter at 10,000 feet. Once established in PEC, their block altitude is 10,000 to 6,000 feet, no exceptions. There's no reason for them to get up and start growling with the cap of the strike aircraft. Strike aircraft, their handshake.
Friday morning, the camaraderie of arrival was forgotten as the exercise began.
Recommend you stay as far to the north before coming back into the target area because of reported enemy radar and possible missile sites and artillery, fixed artillery positions.
In 5 minutes to get up there, we'll be going up there as a 4-ship with the 2 escort F-4s, taking them through the same scenario.
A typical exercise mission included air-to-air combat,
Tracking, kill, F4, left-hand turn behind the F-16.
intercept missions,
Okay, he's still after you. Copy that drag now. Would you pass the kill on the trailing F4?
joint maritime operations against the Coast Guard cutter, bombing range operations, and in-flight refueling. The variety of scenarios gave exercise participants a chance to practice every aspect of aerial combat. In some mission profiles, all 5 scenarios were accomplished during a single 90-minute flight. AWACS and Navy E-2s provided information and control for aircraft in the exercise area.
Fox 1, Fox 2, OPEC 56, 3030.
Phantom 15, Sector 6.
And 56 receiver, 25030.
Okay, Phantom 25.
On the way.
Intelligence debriefings ended each mission, each side analyzing its weaknesses and looking to capitalize on the other's mistakes.
Pick up anything from the site itself. There was a bunch of smoke and explosions going on just south. They had briefed that as a FIBA area, and I assume they were firing some surface-to-surface rounds there.
Sentry Wolverine was more than just a flying exercise. For the first time, a flight surgeon symposium was held, bringing together flight surgeons from all services to exchange information.
In addition to G layoff, fatigue has been described as a pretty common thread through most of these, and fatigue is probably the most common problem when you're talking about G-induced loss of consciousness.
Flight surgeons also participated in a search and rescue exercise run by the 172nd Search and Rescue Training Squadron from Battle Creek, Michigan.
What the whole idea behind this scenario is to give the pilots realistic training that they may encounter in a real-world situation.
The exercise lasted for 2.5 days, with a total of 443 sorties flown, including the deployments. 95 aircraft from 28 units participated, including Navy A-4s from Key West, A-10s from Grissom Air Force Base, and F-4 Phantoms from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Homestead and McConnell Air Force bases. Rounding out the exercise were F-16s from MacDill Air Force Base and F-15s from Eglin and Luke Air Force bases. Gear was loaded and air crews and support people readied for the final phase of the exercise, the redeployment. As in the deployment, KC-135 tankers from March Air Force Base and KC-10s from Barksdale refueled aircraft returning to the west, including Navy aircraft from Point Mugu and El Toro, and Air Force aircraft from Tinker Air Force Base, Dallas, and Carswell Air Force Base. As with all operations, Sentry Wolverine's success depended on its logistics support. The 127th Tactical Fighter Wing C-131 provided the link between Selfridge and the ranges in the northern part of Michigan. That one, the base host, ensured that all was readied for the 87 visiting aircraft and their support crews. The Selfridge Air National Guard Community Council also volunteered their time and energy, greeting arrivals, manning food tents, and making the visitors feel at home. Their contributions symbolize the spirit of Sentry Wolverine: commitment, professionalism, teamwork, and a willingness to work together to get the job done.